Good morning, gamers. It is a glorious day for the niceness of Sony to bless us. Now, okay, I'm being a bit ridiculous, but Sony has just dropped the first official set of games that are coming to PlayStation Plus Premium here in a couple weeks. This is hundreds of games that are about to be playable on our current gen consoles, including a ton of retro games with bonus new features, which they finally talked about today. I want to go through all of it because honestly, I've woken up and it's time to have a nice Red Bull and look at all the ridiculousness. Please, if you enjoyed this video, if you like retro games or PlayStation content, if you just like video games, be sure to subscribe. But even if you don't, please like the video. But now, let's take a look. So this was just dropped a couple minutes ago on the PlayStation blog. I happened to wake up just as they did it. It was as if my PlayStation senses were tingling. PlayStation Plus lineup revealed, including games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Demon's Souls, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, NBA, and more join the service. Now, as a lot of you guys know, I own most of these games already. I've been reviewing PlayStation games and Xbox games and everything for years and years and years. So everything like right here, I already have. I'm curious more about the amount of value this is going to provide to gamers, and most specifically, I want to know about every freaking retro game. Now, I want to go through this because the list is ridiculous, but before we even go into that, we have to talk about the fact that apparently Sony, before this reveal happened, they were bragging about the fact that they wanted to get good PlayStation partnerships, essentially getting other companies to jump on board with this streaming service. And so today, with the announcement of this service, they also said there's about to be a huge partnership with Ubisoft Plus. Now, even if you don't typically care for Ubisoft games, I bet you've probably wanted to play some of this stuff like Far Cry 3, Far Cry Blood Dragon, Eagle Flight, Transference. I'm a huge fan of Trials Fusion. This is pretty good, and these games are apparently coming in to the PlayStation Plus service. Now, do we want to start retro? Let's start retro. Now, oh god, there's so many games. So many games. Okay, here we go. Classic game catalog. PlayStation Plus Premium, who are getting the highest tiers, which are Deluxe and PlayStation Plus Premium, which is basically the people who are going to be paying $18 a month. Now, before I start to go through these, real quickly, I've looked at them. They're not particularly impressive. These first couple games you're about to see, some of them are great. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Some of these are, I'm just extremely happy to test them out and play them again. But some of this stuff, very lackluster. We do know that we're going to end up getting 400 games total when the service comes out here in exactly 1 month. But as it currently stands, this is just 1/4 of what we're going to be seeing. Here, though, is what strikes me the most. With these higher tiers of the service, you'll be able to play popular classic games with some titles that'll show improved frame rates and higher resolution compared to their original launch versions. Hallelujah! That means this truly is the remaster we thought it was going to be. These are bumped up, maybe not to a crazy degree. I'll be incredibly curious to see like a freaking breakdown pixel by pixel to see how much they managed to improve these classic games. But also, for select original PlayStation games and PSP Classic games, members can also enjoy a new interface with menus that allow you to save your game at any time or even rewind the game if you want a do-over. This is freaking awesome. This is what I wanted, is old games with new features. Now, they don't mention trophies here, I don't think. Yeah, so one of the weird patents that popped up a couple years ago is that PlayStation has an officially licensed system inside their ecosystem that lets you essentially pop trophies for old-ass games. Now, they don't say that in this menu here, but I do think it's possible that we're about to see trophy support as well for some of these ancient games. But, okay, let's stop beating around the bush. Let's take a look at what some of these classic PlayStation games are. Okay, when it comes to first-party stuff, so actual PlayStation stuff, Ape Escape for the original PlayStation, heck yes. Hot Shots Golf, I don't particularly care for. Intelligence Cube, that's a classic. Jumping Flash. Now, Siphon Filter is a gigantic W. I love Siphon Filter so freaking much. Now, I think some of you guys who play it for the first time, The graphics are kind of funky, the controls are very funky, but there's a taser in that game that if you tase people, they catch on fire. It's hysterical. Please do it. Now, we also have our first PSP game here, which is Super Stardust Portable. Now, that's a good game, but still, I'm more curious to see the other stuff we're going to be getting soon. Third party, we're getting Mr. Driller, Tekken 2, Worms World Party, and Worms Armageddon. These are very similar games right here. Both the Worms ones, good party games, but the fact that they put both these on here for the initial reveal. Now, Tekken 2, that's going to be great. Now, here's the great one, PlayStation Plus Studios games. So I guess this is the stuff that does not feature it, because this says PlayStation Plus Catalog Remasters. Oh, PlayStation Plus Original and PSP Remasters. Oh, so these are old games that have been rebuilt on PlayStation 4. Okay, that's cool. So what these clearly are is at the beginning of the PlayStation 4, they launched that program that was called PS2 on PS4. These are a bunch of games that, these are straight up, these are just PlayStation 2 games. They do have trophy support already, but they've just essentially bumped them up a tiny bit in visuals. Some of them that look a little bit better on the widescreen. But even still, it's cool that a lot of these games are coming back. I noticed that some of the games that are the most popular on the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4 system is the all the games by Rockstar. I noticed those are not on here. At least if they are, I'm not spotting them. They do have Siren, though. Siren, very good, classic, spooky as hell game. Third-party partners, BioShock Remastered, handsome collection of Borderlands, Lego Harry Potter, Kingdoms of Amalur, Re-Reckoning. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now, here is the stuff I am perhaps the most terrified of before we start to go to the stuff up at top. The PlayStation 3 streaming games. I live in a place now that does not have the best internet, so streaming to me is basically impossible. Before this, I did have the fastest internet on the planet, some fiber. Now I have more normie internet, but there we go, PlayStation Plus Studio. So Demon Souls, original Demon Souls is going to be streaming. Ico, Infamous 1 and 2 are going to be streamable. Festival of Blood, which I've never played and always wanted to play. Loco Roco. So, oh god, MotorStorm. These are such great PlayStation 3 games. Resistance 3, Castlevania, Devil May Cry HD Collection, Ninja Gaiden, Red Dead Redemption. So, this does have some stuff. This seems like such a fantastic freaking set of games. Oh, I wish these were on there natively. I've said this before. I am not thrilled about the idea of having to stream games onto my console. I just think a lot of that technology is not yet fully processed. I mean, internet here in America in general is not as fast. Like, there's a lot of people just on the planet who are going to be paying for this service who cannot access this very cool set of games, which sucks. Now, here's the weird part. One of the aspects people have been talking about the most is this paid trials. Once you buy this service, you're paying the $18 a month, you'll be able to play the first 2 hours of games. Now, it looks like that's going to be Uncharted, Horizon Forbidden West, Cyberpunk Farming Simulator, which is very strange, and then Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So that's interesting. Now, here's what is this? The first Tuesday of each month, you're going to see the new PlayStation Plus Essential games being added with new PS4 and PS5 games. PlayStation Plus members. Okay, so this is the new free games you're going to be getting every single month. You're 1 month away from seeing these games rolled out, but let's see what new curated classics appear. Okay, so this is only half of the service, though. The other aspect of this, though, is obviously the modern games. This is all the cool retro stuff. Here is the new games, stuff that came out in the last couple of years. It's PS4 and PlayStation 5 games that are going to be on the service, and that's kind of the thing I think most people are probably more interested in. Like, I'm a retro gamer and a modern gamer, but I realize a lot of people just want the latest and greatest and big cool stuff. Now, I know a lot of people are going to compare this to Game Pass. I already actually see people making that freaking comparison. I'm going to say it. Sony's PlayStation Plus service is better value than Game Pass. Really impressive lineup of game titles to play with the extra PlayStation Plus Extra. Heck, even Demon's Souls and Assassin's Creed Valhalla are joining the service. It's nuts. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. A lot of these games are good. Bloodborne being on there, fantastic. Days Gone. Dead Nation Apocalypse Edition, that's a nice twin-stick shooter. Horizon Zero Dawn. Gravity Rush Remastered. Gravity Rush 2, people will finally play that. So it looks like it's pretty much every PlayStation game that's more than a year old. God of War. Infamous First Son, Second Light. Oh my gosh. Marvel's Miles Morales. Like, oh my gosh, these are fantastic. Patapon Remastered. Oh my god, I always meant to play Patapon Remastered. Patap. Okay, so that's a rhythm game. I love all the rhythm games. I've actually played all the Patapons already. Beat the hell out of them on PlayStation Portable. Medieval, Matterfall. Interesting, man. They really are just throwing the entire kitchen sink in here. Third party. Okay, now here's what's perhaps more interesting. So Ashen, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Batman Arkham Knight, Celeste, Dead Cells. Heck yes, baby. So they don't mention this here, but what you got to realize is that this stuff here is the games that can be downloaded. I know we were talking about streaming games previously. The games like all the PlayStation 3 stuff did have to be streamed. This stuff can be streamed if you choose for it to do so, but the actual intent of this is that you install these games and play them directly on your PlayStation 4 or your PlayStation 5. But man, they've had Hollow Knight's on there, Guardians of the Galaxy, Mortal Kombat. I'm sorry, I'm just going through this bit by bit. Red Dead Redemption 2, Resident Evil Remake. Man, this seems like a gigantic W. Am I crazy? Please tell me in the comments if I am a fucking lunatic, but this seems like a gigantic W. It seems like it's just all good games. All this stuff is just straight up good value, cool games. It's what we wanted. If I'm paying $18 a month, I want to have a big catalog. Now, one last thing I actually forgot to show you guys, which is this. If you have ever purchased any of these games, you do not have to necessarily pay for the streaming subscription service. If you have ever purchased any of these retro games digitally already, they are free to you. If you've ever purchased them on the PlayStation, any of these PSP games, any of this stuff are still going to be downloadable. That's so nuts to me. This is great. Sony actually pulled off the biggest freaking W. But I'm curious what you guys think. Does this service seem like the amazing value to you that it does to me? Because as it currently stands, this seems like such an impressive mix of old and new. I want to see a lot more of it. I want to see more specifically of the retro stuff. The fact that they're not talking about something like Legend of Dragoon yet. I'm curious why they're not. It seems like they're waiting to sort of tip their hand to talk about the big PlayStation 1 RPGs, which is what matters most. And I did notice just a couple Square Enix things on here, but not many, which does get me worried. I want PlayStation games like freaking the original Resident Evil trilogy, and I want Final Fantasy games on here, and I don't care who I gotta suck to get it. Thank you so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video filmed at 7 a.m., please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.